Hi ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start today's lesson with circles, the easiest form of conic sections to be working with. Please get your notes out if you have them and follow along. If not, pause the video at any time to catch up with where I'm at. A reminder I'd like you to write down on your notes of the general form of any conic section is ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. As a reminder from earlier, the equations of x squared and y squared need to be the same value, or in other words, we are going to have our a value equaling our c value in order to have a circle. In this class, the b value will equal to 0. So our xy term will be canceled out for all of our equations. General form is not a convenient form to graph from, so we will be changing these equations to an alternative form called standard form in order to graph our conic sections. Our first standard form equation today will be for circles. The standard form for a circle will look like quantity x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. This equation is going to be very valuable to you. It will identify the center of the circle as well as the radius of the circle. So I need you to write down this equation, and I need you to get this equation memorized so that you will be able to use it every time you need to graph a circle. It is important for you to notice in your equation that the x value of the center will be pulled out of the equation and its sign will change. The same thing will happen with the y value of your center, which is the k value. When you pull that information out of your equation, you will need to change that number sign in order to correctly identify your center. This is not new to us. We were doing the same thing with parabolas last chapter. Anytime we moved the number in and out of parentheses, we changed its sign. So we will be doing the same thing throughout all of our conic sections this chapter. Also in your equation, you will see the right-hand side of the equation will have a constant. That value represents your radius squared. So as you're identifying the radius of your circle, an important feature for graphing, make sure you square root that value before you identify the radius. Please again memorize the standard form of a circle so you will be able to graph easier and from the graph write the equation, which is what we will be doing next. Okay, we're ready for our first example here, and we're being asked to write the equation of the circle shown in standard form. So as a reminder, when we're writing in standard form, we need to first of all identify the center of the circle, the radius of the circle, and then use those values to plug in standard form equation to write the equation of the circle. So the first thing we want to do is identify our center, which is at -2, +1. We will identify our radius. In this case, our radius is equal to 3. And we'll go ahead and write down the equation of a circle written in standard form as x minus h quantity squared plus, always a plus for a circle, y minus k quantity squared equals our radius squared. As we substitute values into that equation, again, don't forget to change the signs of your h and k as you plug them into your equation. That would mean our equation will look like x plus 2 quantity squared plus quantity y minus 1, all of that squared, equals 9, which represents our radius squared. And we just wrote the equation in standard form of the circle that was graphed. Good job. I think you're ready to try one on your own. Please take a moment to write the equation of the circle graphed in this next example in standard form. Don't forget to get your center and your radius, plug the correct values into the equation, and simplify. Pause the video while you work on this, and when you think you have the correct answer, restart and check your answer against my answer. Okay, so if you got quantity x minus 2 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 4, you've done a great job. However, it's not quite finished. We need to simplify this one step further, and our final answer should say x minus 2 quantity squared plus y squared equals 4. Because remember that y minus 0 is a simple y. So we want to go ahead and make sure we clean up our equations, simplify them as much as possible. Final answer, quantity x minus 2 squared plus y squared equals 4. Our last example here, I'm going to let you try on your own. Again, you're writing an equation in standard form. Instead of giving you a graph with the center and the radius shown, you need to read that information out of your equation. Please pause the video, come up with your equation, and restart the video when you think you have the correct answer. Your final equation should look like x plus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 10 quantity squared equals 11. Remind yourself, if you forgot, that the minus 3 goes into the equation as a positive 3. The positive 10 goes into your equation as a minus 10. And the work is shown to find out how r squared is equal to 11. If r equals root 11, then r squared equals 11. Great job today.